It is Technical Tuesday, and I am Bryce Kemph, the scene shop supervisor here at TheatreSquared. I am also a professional actor. Yep, I do tech and acting, so I have had a bit of done pretty much everything in the theater. It's pretty awesome, and it has come in handy for me because I can make a living, take care of my family, and still do what I love. It's pretty sweet. All right, so what we are doing today is doing basic flat construction. Now, our basic stock flat is called a 4x8 flat, but for the sake of this video, we're going to tone it down and do a little bit of a 2x4. So we're just doing the basic skills of how to construct them. All right, so what we're going to start with is the wood that we are using. All right, this is a C grade 1x4 made out of white pine. Now, 1x4 is a little bit misleading because it's actually 3/4 inches thick, and it's not 4 inches wide, but 3.5 inches. So watch out, right? Okay. Also, a sheet of 3/16 inch mahogany ply, or as in the industry we call luan. All right, next, the tools we will be using. One drill with a pre-drill. One drill with a torque bit, a T25. One brad gun, pneumatic brad gun. Two pneumatic narrow crown stapler. C-square, oil for the guns, glue, tape measure, always. Pencil, always know where your pencil is. Mine's gonna be right there. Right. Okay, and spackle, and a putty knife. All right, the fasteners that we will be using for this project are 1.5 brads, 3/4 inch narrow crown staples, 1 5/8 construction screws. These have the T25 torque bit. All right. Okay, so I've got a handy dandy picture here. So what I'm going to show you is the basic 4x8 frame. Okay? There we go. The bottom and the top are called the rails. The verticals are called stiles. And the toggles, which are there for support, are called toggles. Yeah. All right, so the luan in a 4x8 sheet is what they usually come with, but I have cut it down to 2x4. Would just sit on top of this, right? And then there's your flat. All right. Number one, I'm going to start off showing you some basic measuring technique for these. Now, what I have here is marked where my toggle will go. All right. Now, I usually would not measure this until I have attached the rail on the bottom, so I can have 2 foot centers all the way up. So on an 8-foot flat, you would have 2, 4, 6. You'd have 3 toggles. For this flat, we only have 1 because we only go on to 1 2-foot center. So I would take my tape measure and to the center here, 2, and then 3/8 of an inch to one side and 3/8 of an inch to the other side, and that gives me a nice center point to put that 1x4. Here, I'll show you. Oh. Bam! Nice, right? Sweet. Okay, now on the other side, I don't do this all the time, but if you're a beginner and you are trying to learn how to do this, this will keep it nice and consistent. That is our 2-foot center mark, right? Okay. You take your handy dandy character square, bam, take that to that center 2-foot line, mark your line, okay, bam, and then you're going to want to do 1 inch, flip that bad boy over, do 1 inch, all right. This is where your screws will go, all right, so you know it's going to hit the center of that board. All right. Let's get started. We want to start by attaching the rail, which for our 2x4 flat is 2 feet, okay, to the stile for our 2x4 flat is 3 foot 10 and a half. Now notice that I have labeled everything. We're calling this wall A. That's so in the scene shop when we get crazy, there's wood everywhere. We try to keep it in one place, but if we accidentally do something, we know that this is wall A and it's 3 foot 10 and a half inches. Bam, okay? Why is it 3 foot 10 and a half inches? Because these bad boys, being 3/4 of an inch thick, you gotta take off 1.5 inches from the board. So when you put these rails on, the whole flat adds up to 4 feet. Cool, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, now, most important thing when you're building in the theater is glue, or as we call it here, goo. This is classic flavored. I prefer zesty, but this is all we had. Nonetheless, glue. You take your rail, right? Put a good amount right there, okay? Bam, then bam. Okay. See that? So we want to make sure that everything's nice and lined up here, okay? So an easy way to keep everything nice and straight, this does not give it the right amount of support, but it's a frag gun, right? This way you can pop everything in there nice and square and straight, and then come back with the screws to make it tough. All right. Pneumatic guns, I'm going to say that you all have a basic knowledge of tools, but basic rule for this is always know where your fingers are, all right? It's not fun getting popped with one. I've done it a couple times. Yeah. Oh. Always, before you start, use air tool oil. 2 drops should do. All right. Okay. So with these, you're gonna pop it in there. Make sure everything's lined up. Take your hands away from the gun. Pop. Now you want to try to center it as much as possible with your 3/4 inch. Pop. That's one. Now you'll notice a little bit of a gap there, okay? Sometimes screws will take care of that, but when you're working with C-grade lumber, it can get a little nasty sometimes. So sometimes there's stuff like this, okay? Best to work around it and make sure as much as humanly possible that your edges are good. All right, we'll go on from there. I, to the annoyance of my coworkers, like to sing when I work, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. 2 feet wall A, then you boom. Yes, you do. Then you brag. Make sure it's pretty. Now, a good rule for this is I'd say about 3/4 of an inch down. Goobed. Bam. Know where your fingers are. Bam. All right. Now we put in our toggle, which instead of 2 feet, right? That was a little on, nobody worry. Instead of being 2 feet, it has to be 1 foot 10.5 inches because we are taking 1.5 inches off for the 3/4 inches, right? Now, if we go back to that first measurement, pencil, bam, you're gonna go 2 feet, get that 2 feet center, 3/8 to one side, 3/8 to the other side. All right, goob, always goob, copper in there. Now, C-squared. This will sit flat there, and you're going to prop it up against that board so we know that it is straight up and down. You can line this bad boy up. Nice! Then we brand with our gun. It is fun. Yes, it is. Goob. 2 foot center, 3/8, 3/8, goob. Now, I probably should have goobed it before that, but nonetheless, C-squared. Make sure she's nice. Now, one thing that I didn't mention. It's very important with this C-grade lumber, when you are attaching these things, to have at least one flat front for when we attach our Luan face, right? Because, like you see here, sometimes it's inconsistent, right? So we've got little bumps here, so our Luan's not going to sit flat on top of it. So make sure one side is nice and flat. It'll help make this flat be beautiful when we get to attaching the Luan. All right, now screws. We want this thing to stay up, right? Brads and glue. The glue would eventually do it, but brads and glue are enough. Now we have our screws. First, pre-drill. All right. Nice. The reason we pre-drill is to keep this wood from splitting. If you just go in there with this screw, especially on these edges like this, there's a high probability of splitting, and splitting is not strong. Bam. All right. So let me show you handy dandy guide there. Now, when we're doing that, handy dandy, pre-drill into our little mark. Gorgeous, same thing. Gorgeous. And then we put our screw in. Perfect. And see? Look how nice that looks. All right. Also for the screws, when you put them in, you don't want to dig them too deep, but get them in there a little bit so that you have a nice, smooth surface. Watch out for square. Okie dokie, we have our good side up, but I need to screw it. So I'm going to do that real quick. Go through, pre-drill everything first. Screws. Bonus, if I grab the exact right amount. I doubt it though. And we in our flat. What you think about that? Oh boy. But I love my job. And honestly, this isn't much different than how I usually behave in this job. A bundle of sunshine. Okay, that is a nice, stiff, yummy, strong flat. All right, so first, we're gonna check our corners here, see how square we are. You'll notice that it's not perfect, but the beauty of our little one is that it is square. So, with the technique of putting this on, we call it racking, all right? So this is another one. I preset it. It is 2 by 4 feet long, all right? So when we're attaching this, we're gonna do it with our narrow crown stapler. Bang. 2 drops. Oops. 2 drops. All right. First things first. We glue. Now, you're going to want to glue the top edge. If it gets messy, just clean up after yourself. On any given day, I'm probably going to have glue, paint, sawdust, Band-Aids. Now we put the one on. So, to make sure that we are good and square, we are first going to attach one bottom edge and make sure that it is perfectly lined up down there, right? Because if we're going to make it square, our starting point has to be super square. Pop. Then we ease on down the line, making sure it's square. Pop. I'd say about every 5 inches. Pop. A narrow crown staple. And it's not perfect, so we slide it on there. And then we slide it there. Pop, pop, pop. All right, now we have a nice square side. Now we can rack this thing, which is basically, as we are moving it, we kind of move the frame. I'll show you. Watch. You see that little one line sliding up and down there? So if we line up the frame to this line, which should be a nice straight yellow line, because I cut it. Don't say anything. All right. 5 inches. Up. Ease on down the line. Feel it. 5 inches. Pop. Same thing. Pop. Looking good. 5 inches. Nice. Very nice. Now he's being a little stubborn, so I'm going to skip. Pop one there. All right. Now, Thank you. edges. All right, now you finish up the sides. 5 inches. This being a little stubborn. Handy dandy clamp. You take it across here. Pop, 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 pop. Pretty, 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 pretty. Boom. Boom. I know I just freestyled on you there with the clamp. I apologize. All right. That is basic Hollywood flat construction. To finish it off and make it awesome for paint, we have our spackle. Okay? And go through on all of our narrow crown staple points. We're going to fill it with spackle. Take a good amount. Just go like that. Pull it off. No, this stuff's cool because it's pink. And when it's dry, it's white. So now we have a nice smooth surface for our wonderful painters, Ashley Burns and company, to paint it. Once that dries, take a little sandpaper, you hit the spots, and it's smooth, filled, and beautiful. This mock-up 4x8 flat. Not bad for a day's work. Usually you have to make about 20 of these. So the main difference between how we do the TheatreSquared, since we streamline these things, we don't usually build them like this with the rail. We do all toggles, and it's called ladder style, right? So it would just be this length here, and it'd be attached here, so that would make our style an honest 4 feet instead of the 1.5 inches taken off. We do that for time constraints, because we got to build them fast. If we're building 40 of these in one day, it's got to be done fast. So we're not making however many cuts. It's just streamlined. So we're making 1 of this length and 2 of this length, 2 of this length and 2 of this length, right? But this is your traditional Hollywood flat. Thanks for joining us at Tech Tuesday at TheatreSquared. I'm Bryce Kemph. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.